When you're marketing in B2B, you know that at least in most cases, your product has to drive actual results for your customers' companies, right? So it makes sense to want to highlight all the ways that your product can do that and can help them reach those results, right? But for your marketing to be really extra effective, you have to remember the people behind the titles of LinkedIn profiles and company bio pages. No, these are real people. They're real human beings. And just like you and I, they have emotions. As we talked about in the past, and I'm going to link to that below if you haven't watched that video, um, these emotions actually impact their buying decisions. So today, I want to dig deeper into that and I want to give you some extra data about that, but I also want to help you find the balance between, you know, between telling them what you can do for them so you can show them that and prove that to them and, you know, also serving the emotional side and their emotional needs from your messaging. So I'm going to give you all that information to help you out according to research by LinkedIn's B2B Institute. But first, as always, I just want to say thank you for coming back here for another video. I really appreciate that. I appreciate the time that you choose to spend here, and I really, really appreciate you. And if you are new here, hi, welcome. My name is Ayelet, and this channel is really all about giving you practical tips and strategies that you can actually implement. Okay, especially if you're in a B2B industry that is all about the most important people in the organization, like customers and teams, where you have such a great opportunity to make a positive impact on the way that companies do business. But of course, you're also dealing with really complex buying processes. So to help you out, let's dig into the research. The study is called The 5 Principles of Growth in B2B Marketing, and I'm going to leave a link for you to get that yourself. I'm going to leave it below. If you're watching on LinkedIn, it's in the first comment. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description box. But I want to focus on the 5th principle: harness the power of emotion. According to LinkedIn, getting buyers to think about your specific company when it's time for them to buy your type of product or service is a great beginning. But you also want buyers and prospects to prefer your company over another company, right? And of course, to do that, you can tell them how great your product is, how advanced your technology is. But what LinkedIn is suggesting is to also associate this product and your company and this buying decision with a set of positive emotions so that when prospects think about your company, they also feel this set of positive emotions. The extra benefit, according to LinkedIn, is that emotions get embedded in people's memories a lot deeper than, say, a product's, features and benefits. But how much do emotions actually matter in B2B? According to LinkedIn, IBA case studies of enterprises and SMEs indicate that emotional consideration matters more than rational consideration in 35% of B2B cases. And in another 35%, emotional and rational considerations are equally important. So, in 70% of B2B cases, at least in this study, emotions matter. The difference from B2C isn't that huge. Okay, in B2C, emotions matter more than rational consideration in 42% of the cases versus 35% of the cases in B2B. And in 32% of B2B cases in this study, emotions matter just as much as rational consideration. That's 32% in B2C versus 35% in B2B. So while the buying processes are different, the humanity part is not. So how do you tap into emotions and what is the right time in the B2B buying process to tap into buyers' emotions? The best aspect of tapping into prospects' emotions, according to LinkedIn, is that emotional messaging has a longer lasting impact than rational messaging, like a product's features and benefits. Therefore, the study says that the best time to tap into prospects' emotions in B2B is before they're ready to buy. Heck, before maybe they even started looking for your type of solution, or even before they identified or agreed on the number one challenge that they want to overcome as a company. Because in this kind of stage, they're not going to care about features and benefits or what we can do for them, because they're not looking to buy our type of product or service. The point of tapping into emotional messaging, according to LinkedIn, is to first build your brand and draw attention to it. Okay, then you can use the positive messaging, the emotional messaging, to build a kind of positive, trusting connection with your audience, the kind that keeps them coming back and consuming more content from you, and continuously building and reaffirming that emotional positive connection that they have with your company. That in turn will help them both remember and prefer your specific company when the time to buy your kind of solution does come. And then what do? While emotional messaging still matters, the LinkedIn research points out that rational messaging is very impactful in converting customers in the short term. In this stage, they already know they want your type of solution. They already know that you know what you're doing. They might already believe that it will be great to work with you. The only thing they need to make sure right now is that there is alignment between their specific needs in this very specific situation and what you can offer them. Hence, product messaging. Of course, there is a way to combine both product and rational messaging with emotional messaging in one content piece. It's called case studies. Yes, I'm sure you're surprised that I'm talking about case studies. It's only one of my favorite topics. According to a research by Content Marketing Institute, which I covered before, and I will leave a link for you to that video below, case studies are the most effective type of content for the stage of provider evaluation and final purchase decision. It makes sense. In case studies, you have the emotional part covered by featuring a successful customer who used to be where your prospect is now, who faced the same challenges, had the same concerns, and yet found a way to overcome them, and is now enjoying the type of business results that your prospect is dreaming of. And those business results are the rational messages, right? That this is where you have space to talk about your product and the actual numbers that you can drive. If you want to increase the ROI you see with case studies, check out the playlist that I will link for you below. Besides that, it's really interesting that LinkedIn still recommends to dedicate 54% of your messaging to rational messaging. Although, of course, as LinkedIn itself points out, the remaining 46% that you're supposed to dedicate to emotions are still really significant. To help you delve deeper into that and to understand marketing psychology a little better, I dug into more research about neuromarketing and found a bunch of examples from a variety of industries and actually shared them in a talk I did in front of people outside the internet. Click the link you see here on the screen or below, and you can watch it and get ideas to help you get started.